down the bottom.
It's a very... The man can draw, all right.
Way up on the other.
Way up.
The other way,
you know...
our friend Jay says the other way round would be simply silly, wouldn't it? And it was at this moment, in between way and up, Duncan admitted, after a few more cold drinks, that he would like to have the Rangers crest tattooed about his manhood.
Wow.
Yes. He said, that is because I am so loyal to Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever did. I like to think he did, says Jason
Well,
Dean from
I don't know.
Larkmore.
If I was a man who'd been called Rangers all night and suddenly I had someone say that to me, I don't know. Yeah, thanks for giving a hand. He's not only drawn it,
No,
he's put a real Duncan, he's cut out Duncan's head from a magazine and put it on it.
So Duncan's no good at pool, can't remember, he just calls you Rangers and got a blue shirt on.
Memory and goes way up, way up. I'd like to do the other stuff in a minute. Next week, you must bear in mind brown-nosing clubs. We definitely want to do that. We're going to do political footballers next week as well. Right, we're virtually out of time. We're going to do now Trevor Steele. Trevor hasn't been through to us for a few weeks, has he?
He hasn't been himself, but now he is back. We have got it.
We haven't got it.
We played it earlier.
Oh, we had it earlier on. What happened to the music? No. Oh, there's a reason. Oh, we can't.
Can you play a poker under it then?
No, I can't play a poker under it. But
No.
yeah, go on.
All
Let's
right.
Trevor's. It won't work without the music.
After leaving Celtic, Wim Janssen has been scouring Europe, to prove he's no flash in the pan. He decided to go to Ajax in a jiff. The fans said it was a brilliant move.
This is too good.
They were looking forward to some dazzling performances.
Ah, even better. Oh, no, that is good. That's too good for Trevor.
No, it's not.
No, it needed the music behind it.
No, it's tedious.
It needed the music behind it. We're out of time. I'm sorry it ended so ragged, but, you know, it wasn't much of a show. It was the only one we had tonight. I've been Fabio, and I've been
Groove Rider.
That'll do us. Thanks a lot. Line 6, and this will be James. Good evening, James. Thanks for hanging on. You'll be Talk Radio. What do you want to tell us?
Hey, I'd like to enter your fantastic...
My free-to-enter competition. We're so postmodern, we're ashamed. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're asking you on all the nations represented on this one CD here.
Football Fever.
Football Fever. It is really good.
Yeah.
But which country begins thus? Who's that?
Could that be Jamaica?
It's not Jamaica, and I think, made you think there was some ragga coming up, but there is no ragga. The Jamaican one's terrible.
I was going to say, what is Jamaica?
Well, it's
the most
pretty
musical
terrible.
land on earth. How's it represented?
It's one of those, it's like a punky reggae party thing. Sorry, what's it called his name again? I forgot. So,
James.
It's James, sorry, James. James, this is Jamaica's, and it's a great double CD, but their one is just too, white-friendly, if you'll forgive the phrase. But you know what I mean, they've gone for the, here we go, this is the Jamaican one. Sounds like Talk Radio, actually, just...
Question time! What time is it? World Cup time! What time is it? World Cup time! What time?
See, sounds like... Awful, yeah, but that's it. That is the worst track on it.
Although, start it up again, I'll tell you what it sounds like. Go on. Start it up again. The very start.
Free to enter competition for it.
Yeah.
Hang on. Here we go.
Trevor Steele's joke coming up.
Trevor Steele joke coming up. That's exactly what it is.
Black Sabbath.
Did you know? That's where it should start. Did you know? 0500 1053 89, James. I can't give it to you. It's certainly, but there's one team down anyway, Jamaica. But everyone's represented on it. It's damn good. The South Korea one is potty. It's one of those, you know, the South... I mean, you know, they're not known for their pot. But if you're going to put Billy Bragg, I'm sure they've got better things than this going on. This is South Korea. Hang on, here we go. Live as well. They're currently losing 3-1, and this is what's supposed to spur them on to get the equaliser, is it?
That's great. That's
Tom Waits,
great.
he says in there. Yes, no, it's Tom Waits, that's who it is. You're
Also,
right.
the first 10 seconds of it, Trevor Steele's joke.
Trevor Steele's joke again. Anyway, but that's not the one we're after. We're after
Full time. I'm afraid that the music has failed to inspire Korea.
Yeah, and Hernandez being helped off, and Mexico have got dreams of winning this World Cup. Okay, so 0500 1053 89. What have you noticed so far? I guess we could beat that. Which is always dangerous to think, but I actually don't think Brazil are going to... Of course, Argentina.
We haven't seen them yet.
We haven't seen Argentina.
No, but we have seen one of the Korean players is called Yu, which is causing a certain amount of trouble to the commentators. That was a great pass by Yu.
Oh, are they doing
and
that?
then Kevin Keegan has to come on and say,
No, Kevin Keegan would not do. Kevin Keegan has lost all the will to live.
Here we go.
Kevin Keegan's commentary. So even ITV, so Kevin, you know, they were saying, who's alongside him for Clive Tilsley the other night. Oh, and that just scraped the bar, Kevin. Yeah, you know, it was wonderful play. It came over from the corner, and You know, the guy's entitled to get a foot to... It was like...
And I know.
just wrote it was like Hal, the computer in 2001.
And I
That
know...
wasn't a bad shot.
I know-
Let's see that again.
No.
What?
I know that Steve Kelly, somewhere out in the nation, is jumping up and down saying, read it, read it. Steve Kelly is so good to us. He has faxed us Kevin Keegan's comments throughout the first half of the game. It's actually on television now.
No, is he?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, Keegan's out of this
This
one,
is what
is he?
Kevin Keegan has said so far in South Korea versus Mexico, which is on your screens right now, I'm sure, at home. After 3 minutes and 20 seconds, he said, one thing can be certain of today, when you see a Mexican wave, it really will be a Mexican wave.
Oh, that's actually not bad. I don't know.
That's the best he's done. That's the best he's done.
I'll be happy if one of our callers call in the next 2 hours and give us something as good as that.
04:57
Okay.
into the game. It's Blanco, and he's got white boots on. And I've just realised I'm colourblind.
Oh, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
But see, his delivery at the moment, I'll hear all
Yeah.
of it. He's at the moment, unless, of course, he's been stung by my comments in the newspaper today, which I think he might have been. He says, he's going, it's Blanco, and he's got white boots on. And I just realised I'm colourblind. He just seems so depressed. All right, he may feel a bit of a fraud being Fulham's manager and all out of the World Cup.
And looking forward to some excellent games next season for
Exactly,
manager
yeah,
of
of
Fulham.
course, but he was a fraud.
1935. That's not the year. This is into the match. They've got red, blue, and white boots on. The manager will put on some more colours at half time.
Oh, wow, that's not a comment at all, is it?
23-27 on the goalkeeper. He should.
Trevor Steele, they're saying in there.
He should be good at diving. He was born in Acapulco.
That's not bad. That's not bad. No, that's not bad. That's not bad. Come on.
No, you must remember-
Although, I suspect he was up last night with his tongue sticking out the corner of his mouth and a pen. As soon as anyone goes up, I'll bet he's good at that. No, these are not ad-libs. Sorry, Keggy.
Now, check this out. Because, you know, he was the original source of, now attributed, of course, to Mark Lawrence, but he was the original source of, I'll tell you what, Brian, I
Yeah,
love
of
the
course.
colour of them shirts.
Yeah.
We've had the colour of the boots. After 32 minutes and 40 seconds of the first half of Mexico versus Korea, he said, although his jersey's pretty plain, his gloves are real colourful. They must be from Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, I don't get that at all, do you?
This is the goalkeeper wearing the white kit.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
Because Sugar Ray don't wear normal boxing gloves.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, okay, that's one he's tried on the hoof there. It's a work in progress, I think. There's a bit he's trying to look into, see what's, anything there. It's not going to happen.
41 minutes and 20 seconds. He's now accelerating as a complete madness, talking about the noise in the crowd. When you come as far as they have, you're going to shout. It's a long way, you know.
Where is?
Korea or Mexico, presumably.
All right, yeah. You're going to come along where you're going to shout.
After 43:30, he tries a dry joke, and I won't try and spoil it. I'll try and do it as best I can with proper comic delivery.
Okay.
Well, we've got 2 goals on the pitch at the moment. That's a new FIFA rule.
Oh, we should have had the music behind that. Is it all Keggy in the first half now?
After 45 minutes and 30 seconds, 30 minutes injury time, his final contribution to the entertainment. I hope Steve Kelly is writing down the ones he's doing now. He's going to faxing them into us.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. There's that overhead kick again. Don't try that at home, kids, unless you have a mat underneath you.
Oh, that is pathetic. So don't try it at home, but, maybe they will try it, but put them out underneath, because he thinks he'll get a letter saying, you're discouraging kids from doing those continental kicks. All right, we're going to start the phone-in portion of the show in a minute. If you'd be good enough to join us tonight. Who scored it in a minute? Not that you could care less.
Well, I hope it was Hernandez.
No, it was Palais. And, by the way, Barry Davis this afternoon, you don't have to put a in every Spanish word.
Yeah. There was one who came on, and he was just...
And it's not Zubizarreta, it's Zubizarreta. Even, Spanish people can say Zubizarreta, but no, Zubizarreta. Unless he's going to pronounce every single in the indigenous dialect, don't just do it to Spain, because you can, Barry.
Well, the fact that the substitute who came on had a lot of C's and Z's in his name as well, didn't he? And he got the full...
He put a D, he gave it he put a D, the D became a S as well, didn't he? You have to got his name, I look forward to him doing some of the Cameroon players who've got that they got in their name. Doesn't do it to them, but I'll do it for the Spanish.
There are people who are always faxing us, but always have very observant eye. We've got 2 Kevin Keegan sources and 3 other things they've noticed about the World Cup.
Poor old Keg. Keg I like. I think he's suffered enough with his Fulham thing
It
going
starts raining during the Paraguay-Italy game.
Yeah.
The less awful of them is this one. They produce 300,000 bottles of wine in Bordeaux each year. This won't be a good vintage. All right, there's almost there's some viticultural truth to that.
Something going on there, yeah.
Yeah. If you're staying in the hotel called the Four Seasons, well, we're getting all 4 seasons here tonight.
I heard that one, yes, I heard that. Yeah, and as you say, Clive Tilsley as well, who went on while the game was going on.
I thought he was on the travel show.
They've all got into this thing what the cricket commentators do when they muse about other things and make themselves seem slightly eccentric and charming.
Like 8 hours a day.
But when the game's going on, he's saying about, you know, won't be a good crop here in Bordeaux, and my first visit to the area, actually, although I feel over the years that certainly part of my income has gone to fund the good burgers of this area, who do their very best to the tabletops around. The game's going, shut up, Clive, game's going on.
They point out that you were almost right, but you're thinking about how, but it was in fact Kevin Keegan has now become Marvin the paranoid android. They've got 3 other observations, all of them are pretty much spot on.
It's by the way, you saw the first half of this, did you? Is he upbeat today, Kevin? Because in the first game he just, it was a wonderful, wonderful shot. And he was being measured as if he was an elder statesman. Not going to get too excited, I've seen it all. Get too excited, it's the World Cup.
And it's another great goal there.
Yeah, it's a fantastic goal, fantastic goal.
Although I think just kneeling down on the line is not the accepted goalkeeping in most of the world.
I bet Furetto this afternoon.
Yeah, that was a belter.
That's who we need, Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck commentating on the space. Moving Furetto, that's what we need. Kids okay in my book.
I want to say, let's stop this nonsense about the own goals. When the South African, the big lanky South African, got a second own goal, and said, I hope they don't give that to him. Well, he hit it with both feet across the line. What does he have to do? Get down and head it as well?
There is a chasm, and this World Cup is bringing it in the chasm.
Own goal, that's 2 own goals.
So the score at the moment, with 84 minutes gone, is that right? 84 minutes gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Korea 1, Mexico 3, 0500 1053 89. What have you noticed of the World Cup? Good evening, John. Thanks for hanging on. What do you want to tell us, John?
It's a Kevin Keegan comment.
Oh, well, you know, I tried to broaden it out. What is it? What did he say?
Well, the fellow who scored the 3rd goal.
Fernandez.
Yeah. Yeah, get his roots done now.
He what?
He'll be able to get his roots done now.
Because he's blonde. He's a blonde Mexican. He'll be... I mean, it's a very exciting goal in the biggest competition on the planet.
10-man Mexico have come back from a goal down to win.
3-1. And how he can get his roots done now, nobody chuckled. Everyone just... By the way, Neil. Hello, Neil. Where are you, Neil?
Hi, Danny. I'm in Newcastle.
What do you want to tell us?
I've got an intelligent goalkeeper for your intelligent footballers.
Now, this is odd in itself, because you're quite aware of the oxymoron there, intelligent goalkeeper. But who have you got?
Shaka Hislop. He's got a PhD in rocket science.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. He's not a rocket scientist.
Yes.
There is no way.
Just saying he is doesn't change it.
He is. Shaka Hislop, rocket scientist. If that was on Sky Television at 11 o'clock, I'd tune in for it. And now, Shaka Hislop, rocket scientist.
So there's some very funny stuff and some very mad stuff. So that's all right. It's a good combination,
and any more pies is still there, is he? Okay. Now,
how many poems roughly would you say are in the book? Is there a list of contents?
There's a list of contents.
How many poems roughly? 20, 40, 50?
About 15.
Oh, about 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of them about rugby as well.
Okay, now, run us down what those are called, and we shall choose one.
Oh, crumbs. Go back to the front. Wales versus England. Medals in Europe. King John. Wales Rugby 76. A Twist of Fate.
A Twist of Fate, yes. He's stolen a Dylan line. Let's go. Dylan line. It's A Twist of Fate, ladies and gentlemen, by John Toshak, who we believe is the only poem-writing footballer in the history of the world. And it's A Twist of Fate, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed.
Page 55. Twist of Fate isn't actually a poem.
What is it?
It's just a write-up.
It's a write-up?
Yeah.
Is he padded with write-ups? He puts out a book of poetry and then puts write-ups in there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us all tonight. I'm going to do my poems in a minute and some of me write-up. What is it? Are you sure it's a write-up? Was it by him?
Yeah, about the 74-75 season.
All right, okay. Well,
I've got to pick out one that's not...
Okay.
That's a lot of rubbish.
What is it?
He's come back from playing out in Spain. There's a photo of himself and Emily News in sombreros.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
The first couple of lines are, we're coming into land at Speak. My legs are feeling very weak. He's just returned from Barcelona, and now I'm going for a sauna.
No! Not even cola? Barcelona, so what? No! Tell us that again.
We're coming into land at Speak. My legs are feeling very weak. We've just returned from Barcelona, and now I'm going for a sauna.
This isn't a book of poetry. This is the ramblings of a madman.
Gosh, it's tosh. Is it ironic?
No, I'm Barcelona. Now I'm going for a sauna. But it's preposterous. Does it carry on?
Yeah.
Go on.
The pressman's questions are all the same. Where's your poems for the Derby game? I tell him, poems don't grow on trees, and you ain't forthcoming with the fees.
Oh. But they
You'll
do
have to
grow
give
on
me one more day.
You don't find them growing on trees. You find them gathered around the bottom where dogs have left them, by the sound of it. Yeah.
You'll have to give me one more day. They laugh and talk and walk away.
That's it.
That's it.
So he's coming to tortured artists there as well.
The Barcelona sauna thing was just discarded. It didn't go any further. Had he done 2 or 3 more of them, I thought that's clever. He's actually, you know, saying that I can't write poetry. Here's in quotation marks. But so no, I'm going to counter it with
Lemonade.
Shh, 1 second.
Look, the sun is setting, the moon is rising, the stars are getting ready to glimmer. Just had a bath, I've just had a shave, I've rubbed on my favourite scent, I've washed down a pie and chips with a lemonade.
That's poetry. Nuclear waste, put it in a scare. This is line 4, and it's our first caller of the evening. Ian, thanks for hanging on. Ian, what can we do for you?
Oh, hello.
Hello, Ian.
I don't know whether you remember, but quite a while back you had a gentleman who applied for the manager's job at Tottenham.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I remember during our quite a rich run of people who decided to throw their hats into Premier League club management. Yeah.
Well, when Teleo Lombardo lost his job at Palace,
Yeah.
a friend of me and I thought we'd have a go at applying for it.
And
So we did, and didn't get anything back.
nothing.
Nope.
How about the washerwoman job that's going at Palace? That's
the director of
more
football's looking after that one.
attainable. Okay, so what's the point?
Well, we carried on applying for other clubs as managers left, and
Yeah.
got a few rejection letters back.
Yeah. How did you word your letters? What did you say in them?
Just generally flattered the club as much as possible.
Did you say did you give any kind of bona fides why you should be chosen?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Okay, go on, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Well, we got fed up after a while and thought we'd go for trying for bigger things.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, we applied for things like the British Virgin Islands and Bermuda and Seychelles.
Very good.
Ron Atkinson style, yeah, go on.
But again, still got no replies back.
Yeah.
In the end, we were just trawling the internet and found an address for a Maltese second division football club.
Yeah.
Applied for the manager's job
And?
was offered it.
Ah.
Oh, this is...
What was the name of the club, please?
You know it.
Pembroke Athleta.
What was it?
Pembroke Athleta.
And how did they word their reply to you?
Well, he actually called me up on the phone.
Yeah,
He gave me an interview over the phone.
What did they say?
Just basically what your plans for the club were and such.
Oh, anyone can get... Except, you see, you could have got
This is how Roy Hodgson started, isn't it?
This is superb. And did you let them down gently, or did you say you're on your way?
Well, I just
Or
let
did you
them- I
take them
told
over?
I told them that I got off an offer from another club, so couldn't take it up.
When was
Only
this?
you got your suitcase out.
When was this?
A couple of months ago.
Ring him up again.
What would you have done, right, if you thought, if you'd have thought, I'm going to see this through, what would have been your first thing on the first day with the squad? What would you have told them? How would you have played a game? What tactics would you have adopted?
Anything that went.
I think the correct approach here, and anyone always said, give us the name of the club again.
Pembroke Athleta.
Go there, turn up, light a cigar with the £20 notes and declare that each and every player is now on the transfer list. That's the first thing you should do with it, of course. That gets their attention. And then, once you've sold 1 or 2 players, trouser the receipts and get on a plane and come back home again. That's it. Quit the club. I mean, at least you left. You say, look, I left. They were £5,000 better off than when I turned the club round at a profit.
And you know that the one supporter of...
Put in an offer for Ronaldo. Get some. That's it. The first to say, I'm going to make it. It's only 400 quid, but we have bid for Ronaldo. 400. You'd get on the front page. You'd be a manager, my son.
And of course they speak English in Malta, so the only Pembroke Athleta supporter who happens to be on holiday in this country now is on the phone back to the whole show. Do you hear this? Do you hear
They
this?
appointed some bloke for a joke. This is a superb story, my friend.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
good.
I'm also only 22 years old.
That is neither H nor N.
And they were interested in having the
40.
youngest manager as well.
Did they say this? Actually said it?
The chairman did, yes.
So you actually spoke directly to the chair. All right, they were a Maltese second division side, but you spoke directly to a chairman who offered you the post as manager.
Yeah, on his personal phone line, yeah.
Oh, well, I admire your willpower in not taking the job. I'd have had to have gone over there, and if I could have survived on the training field for more than 5 minutes without mentioning Maltese crosses, then I would have thought I'm onto something. Say if you'd have won. Say if the first you'd have thought, aye. Would you have played the long ball? Would you have played?
I'd have to have done.
Yeah, play long ball, and
Yeah, well, that's the first way to cover up any lack of intricate tactical
how
knowledge.
bad must the squad be that they don't appoint from within the squad or the club? Some bloke, where do you live?
In High Wycombe.
Some bloke in High Wycombe rings up and says, "Gives a job." They go, "Oh, mate, you're a manager."
No, they're ambitious. They were looking for overseas management, weren't they? And that's the deal.
Could I ask your surname?
Garfield.
What's your full name? Sorry, your full name is?
Ian Garfield.
So that would have been in the Maltese papers. Ian Garfield, famous British coach, is arriving on the 2:15 tomorrow to take over. Superb story. Thank you very much. Now that, if we can build from there, then we've got ourselves a show. We'll be right back. That's it. I mean, you know.
And normally the highlight on Carlton Select is, for those of you who don't get to see it, don't get the right cable channels, there's an amazing programme, I think recorded probably in the mid-80s, perhaps the early 80s, where a gentleman of American persuasion...
Carlton Select?
Yeah. He has a big grey afro puff haircut.
Yeah.
And one of those special...
Like a dandelion.
Yeah, but especially one of those ones that where they cut the afro off above the ears, so it's literally, you got a big round head, but a big round head.
Like bloke in war used to have.
And he's, yes, like the Oscar out of war. And he specialises in showing you how to do painting. And he talks in a very, very special way. And he said, now, I think we've got a lovely snow scene here. Always a lovely snow scene.
Yeah.
And you can see that the huts glistening in the distance. And I think what would be nice now would be a moose here. And he's very quiet. And he
now,
goes...
the moose can't see the timber wolf. The timber wolf is over here.
Yeah,
and the moose is over
and everything is highlighted by the big blobs of white paint to make the snow glistening.
And that's who's showing the Arsenal game.
And that's what...
Well, let's have him there then. I'm going to put Tony Adams in here. There he is. There's Tony Adams.
There's his arm up in the air, getting offside.
And he's being worried by a timber wolf. There it is. There's the timber wolf. So that's being shown on Carlton Select. That's how you're going to see it.
And there's a timber wolf being worried by Lee Dixon. They're a much rarer side.
No, there's the goal being troubled by Arsenal's forward line. There's a much rarer sight. 7:07 is, I don't know why it strikes me as significant.
There's Mark Overmars passing to Anelka. Very unusual.
There it is. And there's the Arsenal supporters, of course, like the running dog bitches they are, saying we'll support anything the board say.
If you didn't hear us this morning, our line on the Man United thing is that, it's the end of British football as we know it. And you didn't care. No, you read all these people. No, I'm not talking, because Vic Hucknall is from around there, and I don't. Yeah. The 2 or 3 people that actually support Man United who come from the area, I'm not talking to you, but all the rest of you, don't tell me about ruining British football. You mugs should have thought of that before you abandon your local clubs, whether it be Bury, whether it be Stockport, whether it be Southend, whether it be Ipswich, whoever it is. When you decided, I don't want my local club, I'm going to go after Man United, that's when British football started unravelling. You brought us here. It's your fault. It is the supporters' fault. And I hate every single one of you. It's bung someone through then. Phil, who's there? Who's there? Down on 5. Go and get a fair shake over at 6:06. We can whine the tears of a squonk about your club being taken away from you. You took Man United supporters, and to some extent Arsenal supporters, took British football away from Britain. That's what you did. It's not about big business. You introduced that. You sat by placidly. You sucked your thumb while football danced its merry way into its current position. You mob did. Because you didn't think about British football when you chose a glamour team. Who is there? It's line 3, and this will be Corrie. Corrie, thanks for hanging on. Corrie, what do you want to tell us, Corrie?
Hi, Danny. Yeah, I love the show.
Thank you very much indeed. We rather
love it too, yeah.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, I've got something on the tape for Summer World Cup.
Do what?
Hope you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too long ago.
What about it?
I've got something I heard on BBC One.
Oh, good, okay.
It's afternoon before Romania-England, and I was listening to television, and on the panel was Jimmy Hill, Alan Hansen, and Mark Lawrenson.
Yeah.
And they were just reviewing some footage, and Mark Lawrenson was doing a bit of commentary. I just played the tape in.
You've got it?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got the tape. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's our latest... a week doesn't go by without... we have no axe to grind against Mark. That's a terrible thing. But our audience, a different matter. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Lawrenson.
He came on, he's been given a big build-up, nicked in by, I think it was Petescu. Troy Garnu, and I think he's gone for a bender far post around the outside of the goalkeeper and never even made any great contact with it at all. Was he on a bender?
There are 2 benders in there and a little laugh at the end.
That's Alan Hansen saying you're a bender.
Yeah, well, did Alan Hansen say you're a bender?
Can we hear that again then?
No, he didn't. I thought that was all him. Once again then, if you will.
We need to go into the mode of operation as employed by the fellow in the conversation. Who is it? It's
Gene Hackman.
No,
Gene Hackman.
When he's got the big line of tape recorder, he's moving.
Yeah, in the back of the van. Here we go.
I'll play the last bit again.
Okay.
Troy Garnu, and I think he's gone for a bender far post around the outside of the goalkeeper and never even made any great contact with it at all. Was he on a bender?
Did he say you're a bender?
Yeah, that's just under his breath.
You haven't edited that?
No, I couldn't believe it when I heard it.
He said you're a bender?
Yeah.
To Mark Lawrenson of all people? I mean, I don't know in which context he was using it. Maybe there's a football... But in the street vernacular, what he's saying is, you're a cheap homosexual. I mean, that's what he's saying there. That is, in the street vernacular, that is what is being suggested there. Now, they're good friends, and quite often, Dan, how many times do I call you a cheap homosexual?
Most days.
7, 8, 9 times. It's nothing. Between men, it's all good badinage. There's nothing in it. But I'm surprised to hear it aired on the BBC. That could start rumours.
Yeah.
7 after 12 o'clock.
And what we're asking you is to do impressions of cheap homosexuals. Could you? I don't know how a homosexual becomes cheap, but there you are. So just Bender sounds so disparaging. Doing impressions of footballers that only you know what they sound like. So you can do an impression of a footballer, just not a very famous one. Arrow boots, which make you score own goals. Not much of a campaign, is it? Arrow, guaranteed to make you score on goals.
On your debut, and then you'll cry.
3, and this will be Golden. Golden, thanks for hanging on. Golden.
Hello there.
Hello, Golden. What do you want to tell us?
I want to do an impression of Paul Wright. He plays for Kilmarnock Football Club.
Okay, this is exactly. This would be, if I had to use an absolute a template for what we want in these, it would be Paul Wright, who plays for Kilmarnock, because
now equal top of the Scottish Premiership.
Even so,
Yeah.
I'm still saying I would defy anyone within a 1,000-mile radius.
No, everybody knows what Paul's striking partner Ali McCoy sounds like, but nobody knows what Paul sounds like.
How comes you know what he sounds like?
Well, it's based on, you've got to have a wee setup here. You've got to be kind of doing a post-match interview with me, because he always answers the same way on a post-match interview.
Good. Oh, well, do you work for the club line or something?
No, I don't know. No, just hear him on the wireless. No,
Oh, I see.
Radio Scotland, you know.
So, you want me to do the interview with you?
You do things like you say, so you're happy with the goal of the day, you know.
Okay, yeah, okay.
There's
So,
got to be closed questions. They kind of...
I know. I'm all right to do that. So here we go. Okay, so you're going to tell everyone now, this means nothing to no one, but believe us, this is exactly how Paul Wright does his post-match interviews, courtesy of Gordon. So, I'll be standing here with Paul Wright. Paul, a goal today, and you must be happy with that.
Definitely.
Okay. Paul, you're still quite a few points off the pace. Do you think there's enough left of the season for you to get up amongst the front runners?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
The boys are all behind. You know, we're all playing for each other. Clearly, team. You know what I mean? That's the secret.
No, but obviously the sending off didn't do you any favours towards the end. How did you get a good view of it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, what's the more? It's
not so definite.
Paul, Wednesday night, it's a big game over there at St Mirren. A lot of people are writing you off already, but I should imagine you still think you have a chance.
Definitely. Well, they give me claps at them, you know, I mean, they're way all right in their own division, but I will give them the respect that they're due, like, but we definitely got a chance.
Okay, last question, Paul. A lot of speculation that Martin O'Neill will be joining the club as a new manager. Would you be looking for a move there, or would you say you're happy at the club at the moment?
Definitely. That's the way the game goes, you know. A new manager, I'll get the club.
Carry on, I can't hear a word.
I won't carry on, I refuse now. He's too good. He's just going to say definitely for the rest of the show.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
Sorry, Gordon, that was superb.
Very funny, wasn't it?
Gordon there. I'll tell you what we've got to do. Can we get one of those clean? Gordon, just do it for us.
Definitely.
Right, so that's on tape now, and I'm afraid that is an absolute design classic. That is superb.
I should never watch Paul Wright. He's always taking penalties and things.
We've got to get a tape of Paul Wright actually doing a post-match interview. Gordon, you're a hero. Superb. Do you know how long I could have asked you another dozen questions there? It's just too good. What do you think?
It was good the way he threw his back. There was one definitely.
I know, definitely.
No.
Oh, man. All right, but do something from over there, Dan.
Yeah,
I won't put the onus on any call at the front of that for a moment.
The letters, I say...
Steve, hello, Steve. Thanks for hanging on during all it. Steve, what do you want to tell us?
Hi, Danny.
Hello, Steve. Good as gold.
Yes. One of your subjects was what happened at a game today.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's always open, that one.
Yeah.
We never get any response to it, usually.
Oh, you don't have to apologise for coming on with the actual football of the day, my friend.
What have you got? What have you got?
Well, I'm one of the unfortunate few who's a season ticket holder for Bristol City.
Good for you. I know what happened there today, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got a bit of a thrash-in.
Well, they played Wolves today.
Oh, they were playing the mighty Wolves.
Yes, it was.
And what a send-off the lads gave Mark McGee. Thanks, Mark. So long.
What is your angle on this, then?
Well, what happened is, at half-time, the club mascots came on. Obviously, the Wolf came on for the Wolves.
What was the score at half-time?
Half-time was 3-1, I think.
Okay.
I think it's 3-1 or 4-1. Or
still some hope, then.
Something like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
We lost interest.
Yeah, okay.
The Wolf came on for Wolves, and the Three Little Pigs came on for Bristol City.
No!
Yeah, so obviously everything was all hunky-dory and they're having a kick about with the ball.
Three Little Pigs?
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely no idea.
Okay, so we've got the wolf.
Of course, all mascots are nonsense.
Now, I wouldn't like to be tripping on acid when I see a wolf and Three Little Pigs going at the tunnel, but anyway, go on.
Yeah, and they were all kicking the ball about, as they do, you know, quite happily and merry. The Wolf came down to the Bristol City half, So the three little pigs give him a leathering.
No, did they really?
Yeah,
No,
right on the pitch.
they chased him back up the other end.
No, they stood there and had a good fight.
No, this must have been arranged in the tunnel.
Like the WWF.
Of course, it's a superb image. Don't get me wrong, I'm not doing it down here, but we're not to suggest for a moment that they actually were steaming into him.
Yes, they were,
No,
absolutely.
they can't. No, I'm not buying that. The three pigs were steaming into a wolf in
big
plain
bad
sight.
wolf at that.
I like the idea. I like the story. And by the way, if you wonder why we have this, we've gone on this odd bent here. It's because this is a tribute and a salute to Johnny Depp's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which really? Oh, I'm bringing it back. Is he still there? Say it again. What did you say?
The stewards had to separate them, and they carried on after the match as well.
Well, I believe you again now. I do apologise. I thought you were just
because it's true, you're now choosing to believe him.
Yeah, it is. The stewards had to leap in and separate the wolf
the
and
stewards
the
had
pigs.
to leap in. And the city have got a cat as well, which goes about, and he was trying to get everybody friendly and whatever, but these three little pigs, they just wanted to lay into him.
That's not silly. You've got a cat and three pigs?
Yeah.
It seems to be they don't know where to start.
Superfluity of...
There seems to be, yeah. I mean, we're talking about people who, if you've ever had a job at a football ground, for no matter how, maybe you're in there laying carpet, but want to hear people who have worked inside the belly of the Trojan horse.
They're not sponsored by Snack Box, are they? Bradshaw
That's Bristol Rovers. Don't confuse. Thank you very much indeed for that call. They were alerting us to a little outbreak of hostilities there between a wolf and the three pigs at Bristol
Which a cat tried to break up.
Which a cat tried to break up, helped by stewards, not the QPR.
I understand Paul Ince was in on the scene as well one stage.
He's on his way anyway, in case it's still going off. Give us something over there, Dan.
Yeah. Anyway, the show.
Arthur Brown, listen, Arthur Brown, and we're going to, thanks for the calls are stacking up nicely now. Arthur Brown, who was in the crazy world of Arthur Brown, I am the god of hellfire.
And I bring you fire, rather disappointingly.
Right, okay. So, Arthur Brown was 30 years ago, kids, as we were talking about Wolves and Preston, 30 years ago was #1 with Fire, the crazy world of Arthur Brown. I noticed last year he was still touring. Yeah. What do you think his band was called? Do you know this?
I do know, but
it's called The Even Crazier World of Arthur Brown. So when he rings up and makes the booking, so is the band still crazy? If anything, even crazier. Yeah. All right, so we're after, what did footballers do?
Hang on, the kids ought to know something, Danny.
Go on.
When he was in the crazy world of Arthur Brown, and when he was #1 30 years ago, children, the big trick was that when he got to the chorus...
kidding, everyone's as old as us listening to this.
When he got to the chorus, his head used to go on fire.
Yeah.
And this was achieved by putting a small amount of gauze wet in petrol on top of a colander. He used to wear a colander
on his head. Yeah, well, this is long before Pink Floyd's Flying Pig.
long before lasers, yeah.
So we're asking, what else have you done in your room? Because I love this. I do love blatant quackery. I love every... if we've got a copy of Cosmo or something out there, and you leaf through it, and I love these things at the bottom saying, now with added liposomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, at last we're getting the liposomes we need. Wow, those guys are moving on the liposome front.
And
that's handy.
Liposomes, what's the other thing?
The other thing, no, I'll tell you one time, and I don't know if you, answer me yes or no, Siobhan, if you've ever been there. Have you ever been to Laboratoire Garnier Paris?
I haven't.
Why have you ever been to Le Jardin? I see these trips out to Euro Disney, and I think, yeah, that's one attraction out there, but when are they going to throw open the doors of Laboratoire Garnier Paris? We can see those guys walking around, squeezing the blackberry juices and getting out the jojoba. Coming through, Phil. It's line 5, and this will be Martin. Martin? Hello, Martin. Martin, where are you?
Redditch.
Okay, you sound as if you may be in some kind of sewer or subterranean passage. No?
The house at work, plaster.
Oh, cool.
Big empty house.
Okay, big empty house. Very good. Okay.
He's plasterer,
He's a plasterer, yeah.
He's in a room with no furniture. Hence
Exactly.
the echo.
Okay, my friend, what do you want to tell us?
Did you know that
Weird
already?
people following football matches.
Do what?
Weird people following football matches.
Yeah, weirdos at games, yeah.
Yeah. Villa used to have a kid that looked like a werewolf.
Right, okay, so like a lycanthrope's proper condition, the face and everything.
A face and everything, hair, teeth, everything.
Teeth?
Teeth, big, long, sharp teeth.
Teeth? No!
That was Dee Schneider. That was Dee Schneider, the heavy metal guy.
When was this?
Any Villa fan that phones you up.
Yeah?
And he used to hang off the stanchions, and they used to shout, werewolf, werewolf, give us a song, and he'd start the songs off.
Give us a howl.
Give us a howl, give us a song, he used to start the song. He used to hang off stanchions, howling.
No, I'm aware of most of the legends around in football.
I'm a werewolf.
Werewolf.
I am the werewolf.
Werewolf. Now, but I've never heard of the werewolf of Villa Park.
Well, 99% of the time we saw him at away games.
You sure? Was it makeup? Was it makeup, or was he a werewolf?
No, he was a werewolf. He looked like a werewolf. Long, shaggy hair, not combed.
Yeah.
Sharp, straight, pointed teeth.
No, I'd see the teeth thing. How much of his face was covered in hair?
Most of it.
His hands?
Well, I never got that close. He was hanging off the stanchions.
Yeah.
With his claws.
Was he very lithe?
Was he very live?
Yeah, you know, kind of, you know, wolf-like.
Vulpine.
He was alive. He was definitely
No, but did he move in a way that suggests he was part animal, part man?
Well, he used to be mixed in with a bit of a rough crowd.
Yeah.
Put it that way. So he could have been a bit of an animal. I'll put it
Well,
that
that's the thing. I'm trying to...
that would have counted for Joanne as well.
How did he get up on the stanchion?
Well, he was helped. He used to climb. He'd climb up.
No, I don't think a werewolf would need help. I mean,
a wolf is not a tree climbing animal.
Yeah, but you don't help wolves up trees.
You're thinking about a were-tree frog.
I'm thinking, let's just once, we're coming right back to you. If you're on the Russian steppes, right? You're on the Russian steppes, yeah? And you're
like I was in 1944, yeah.
And you're a peasant, right? And then you see a timber wolf coming towards you, right? So you shin up the nearest tree. Now, Brer Wolf stands at the bottom snarling, looking up at you. He doesn't have to then go and find other peasants to help him get up the tree. In nature, very few people help wolves up trees, yeah? So, okay, by the way...
Colin Lee won't help
wolves up the tree, any trees at all. So, when was the last sighting of the Wolfman of Villa Park?
The last sighting at a first division game, or Premiership game, was Liverpool in the quarter-final of the FA Cup.
When was that?
Years ago. That's probably about 7
What do you think happened to him?
Well, I've seen him at a pre-season friendly at Redditch United's ground, and it was a bit sad. He was being chased around the pitch at our time.
Oh, no, you don't want to hear that about former legends of Villa Park, that they were being chased around Redditch's ground in a pre-season friendly.
By the Wolfie the Wolf,
you know,
probably.
Call me a traditionalist, but I used to like the romance of the silver bullet, didn't you? Yeah. Or being caught out while the sun shined, or whatever it was. But now, it seems that ultimately, I know that's vampires, but Wolfman, Vampire, the Mummy, they were all in there. And now we find that the modern day Neo Beast finds its quasi legendary beast finds its doom being chased around the pitch at Redditch in a pre-season friendly. There's no romance in that. Hollywood's not going to buy that.
Well, half-time entertainment, as everyone remembers, needs to dig out marching bands.
Yeah.
And there's a marching band walking up and down the pitch at Elland Road, and it's composed mostly of school children. And at the front of the older marching band is the girl playing the triangle.
Right.
Okay.
And the category again?
The cruelest crowd in Britain. This girl, she says, is about 8 years of age, and her mother would have described her as sturdy.
Okay.
Okay, she's walking up and down in front of 30,000 people playing the triangle in a marching band. Proudest moment of her life. The Leeds fans chant, "You're so fat it's unbelievable."
No.
Well, she can't get out a step, and she can't run from the pitch.
That is
and as she walks, as she walks up and down, it's taken up by each different part of the crowd in turn. You're so fat it's unbelievable.
I'm not listening anymore. That is, without doubt, the worst thing I've ever heard.
And she said, and this girl says,
hardened football supporters are now saying that's the sort of thing that gets us on news at 10. That is, no, why would? Yeah, I've heard something worse.
What was it?
I can't say it on the air, but it was...
Go on.
We were playing at Southampton. No, I can't. No, I can't.
Tell me off air.
When I tell you what it is, it's like nil by mouth, the kind of dialogue we're talking about. But there was a young couple that were quite obviously in love at Southampton when Millwall played there. And when
they stick out for a mile.
They were both wearing white and matching outfits, and it was a night game, and there was about 6,000 of us behind the goal, and we could all both see these, and the usual choy-oiking. And then he got up, the fellow, and went off to the leaving her on her own. And, well, you know, but it wasn't as rotten as that. This was a grown woman. That is rotten. That is doubly rotten.
And this code name, Claire, but let's be honest, you're called Bridget Jones.
Yeah, Bridget Jones telling us there. Bridget, I believe Bridget may have been the girl with the triangle. I think she's trying to exercise her demons.
Well, she does say at the end, could any member of that crowd who was there please confirm this for me?
Yeah.
So you can...
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's fair enough. That's all right. Yeah, get back one by one. I've seen I Spit on Your Grave. You ever seen Spit on Your Grave? Oh, man, there's a film. You seen I Spit on Your Grave?
Yes, and speaking
You can't get it anymore.
Speaking of that kind of revenge...
Sorry, just on that thought, before I forget it, I Spit on Your Grave, there was that and about 3 other films that were out on video at the same time.
Driller Killer.
Yes, Driller Killer. You can't get Driller Killer anymore.
From Peter Hack in Havant in Hampshire, who's a Portsmouth fan. At Portsmouth during the mid-80s, there would be a kids' penalty shootout every half-time between 6 children from the visiting supporters team and 6 children from Portsmouth. Now, they're all aged between 8 and 9. Now, for some reason, the Pompey children were the same 6 at half-time in every home game. Same 6 kids. And the child wearing the number 6 shirt was incredibly overweight.
Oh.
Okay. Now, being number 6, he was forever destined to take the final penalty.
Very bad karma.
As the kids were young, and the goals are huge, of course, a lot of the penalties were scored. So nearly always it was 5-5 when our child came up to take the penalty kick, at which the then packed and now pre-demolition Fratton End will start a continuous roar, starting very low of fat boy, fat boy, fat boy. No, fat boy, fat boy, fat boy. Now, and then number 6 would, without fail, send his kick wide.
Yeah, but you see, this is the thing. I'm
not finished.
No,
As the season progressed and Portsmouth became, obviously, they were going to get promoted, the ground became fuller and fuller and fuller, and so more people went, fat boy, fat boy, fat boy, fat boy.
I would. There are very few times I would use the 7-second delay, but you see, you weren't a fat child, neither was I.
No,
you see.
I get plenty of gyps now.
No, we both get gyps, but we are now reached the fuller state of man. And people, as we walk down, I think I will encourage everyone to wear the hair shirt here. If you see Danny or I in public at any time of the next year, you may want to shout.
What change is this going to make?
No, it won't do, right.
What change is that going to make?
They're saying fat boy instead of the usual.
Yes.
Fat boy, fat boy, fat boy, fat boy. No, you see, I can't go along
now,
with all
however, Peter understands here that the child who must now be in his late teens or early 20s and having been no doubt mentally scarred for about a whole season of this abuse, I await with trepidation the day he returns to Fratton Park with a gun.
Yeah, well, I think now he's probably, he's...
Website for that, football365.co.uk, you can read it all week.
There's a certain element of bad taste in naming your pets after the things that will kill you. I have no doubt at all that somewhere in the world there's a cat called Arsenic, but that doesn't make it right. And just because he's Superman, he shouldn't go throwing his weight around. I don't know.
Listen up.
What do you got?
We've been doing this show right now for
100 years.
100 years.
And next week, shows go from 8 o'clock in the morning until midday here on Talk Radio, all Saturday morning, and not necessarily about football like they are now.
And this is a fax that's come addressed to Fabio and Groove Rider Hoy Hoy from Jim Stewart in Sunderland. Now, I'm not saying this is the best fax we've ever received on Saturday evening, but I'm saying in football parlance it's there or thereabouts. Listen up. Having just heard your call from that bloke who used to work in McDonald's being sick on a footballer, let me put my effort forward. I was sick on a professional footballer while he was playing.
Wow, okay.
Let me explain. This is very good, actually. It's well written, too. Sit down and listen to this.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was about 12 years old, and it was just after the Gulf War had ended in April 1991, and I got to see my team Sunderland play QPR at Roker Park with my uncle and my cousin. I hadn't been feeling well all day, but my uncle was a sergeant major in the army at the time, and he wouldn't listen to my pleas to leave me at home and give my ticket to someone else. He replied with this statement, which gives it the smack of verisimilitude. This is, listen, son, if I can fight the Iraqis while I've got dysentery, then you can watch QPR with a bad stomach. So my fate was sealed. To make things worse, we stopped off at a Greasy Spoon Cafe before the match, where my uncle touched into a huge fry-up, which made me feel even worse. Anyway, we went to the match, and we managed to get right at the front of the Roker end, next to the travelling QPR fans. Halfway through the second half, Marco Gabbiadini got the ball in the area, put it in the back of the net. The crowd erupted, and so did my stomach. Unfortunately for him, Gabbers came running into where I was standing to celebrate. I couldn't hold it any longer, and while he was standing in front of me like Jesus Christ, I painted his red and white shirt a nice shade of yellow right down the front. To make things worse, the goal was disallowed and we lost 1-0. I will never forget the incredible black looks that Gabbers gave me when he realised what I had done. He went off to change his shirt and then he came back on. Every time he got the ball, the QPR fans greeted him with a sarcastic hurling noise, which the whole ground could hear. Blah, 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 blah. And that's the story from Jim Stewart Sunderland. He puked on Marco Gabbiadini during a match.
That is something. Now,
on the website, that one.
I couldn't understand how, that could have happened. Of course, totally plausible players. You see, I do think...
Running to the crowd, kissing your shirt, you won't be kissing it after that.
If any of you have had any more experience of those players who do come running to crowds and maybe came unstuck, because of course they usually grab, but have you ever actually said anything to a player while they're doing it? Have you ever planted a kiss? Or full on the lips?
Tweaked him in some peculiar spot?
Well, what has happened when you've come into contact one way or the other with a player? I have come into contact with a player, then at 0500 10 53 89. All right, bung someone through there. Phil, who's there? This is line 3, and this will be Simon. Simon, thanks for hanging on during it. Simon, what do you want to tell us?
Dan, I'm going back to the old ground here. Remember the old players sponsored by weird people?
Yes, certainly, yeah. Players who individually are sponsored by individuals. Yeah.
It should be the final actual call of the year for you, because it's tremendous.
We'll be the judge of that.
I like this fella. Yeah, go on.
Carlton Palmer.
Oh, yes.
Is sponsored by a car boot sale.
What do you mean?
Honest, the programme.
What does it say?
It says Colton Palmer and his sponsors are Bursaldon, Market and Car Boot.
Why is everything to do with Carlton Palmer so funny?
He's sponsored by...
Car Boot Sale, Bursaldon Car
Let's
Boot.
not put it too fine. It's a jumble sale, isn't it? It's a jumble sale.
Yeah.
He is sponsored by a company that specialises in the jumble sale.
He is sponsored, as a Portsmouth fan, he is sponsored by Car Boot Sale, in my view.
Do players have any say in this? Because I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't know when they said Carlton. I wouldn't
No,
accept
Danny,
it.
30 quid may change hands. Players will take
I
anything.
suppose so, yeah. He don't care.
How can he go to work on Monday mornings with that on his head, eh?
Well, I think Colton probably got on there, and the company will probably ring up and say, we are the largest sponsor of the fastest growing market of bartering within the British Isles, and Colton Palmer, first perfect spearhead for and all of that. However, the fact remains, as you say, that his name is now synonymous with Ascot water heaters, little noddy dogs for the back of the car.
Those strange lasts that people used to make shoes on.
Old TV valves. Hubcaps, a very poor pottery, and what's
and herbs grown in little black plastic pots that you have to take home with you.
And puzzles, lots of puzzles with brown sellotape on the side. Ball workers is pretty good there. Albums by David Essex, Leo Sayer. Time is Flight by Leo Sayer is at every car boot sale, we know that. And what other band was it? ABBA albums are always there at car boot sales. Somebody ring us with a top 10 list of things found at car boot sales. We'll be right back.
You're on the air.
Hello, I'm Mike Allen. The Christmas dust has started to settle, and once again we're making plans.
He started crying.
He was, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What was his name in there? The character's name was
Jor-El.
No.